Hey, peace, and harmony. Hope everybody doing their thing, staying in tune, living a life from that high heart frequency. So right now, I just want to talk about, this upcoming new moon, and this new moon is gonna be in Capricorn, and it's also gonna have like a cusp element. So it's also gonna be dealing with some Sagittarius type energy. So it's gonna be the early stages of Capricorn or the late stages of Sagittarius. So it's gonna be dealing with uh, that cardinal earth, creating a new way to structure and make sense of things, but also at the same time with that Sagittarius energy, it's that mutable fire, uh, creating a new perspective on how to see and feel about something based on multiple vantage points or multiple ideas. So it's both very much so going to deal with our imagination, bringing in new ideas, new projects, new ventures. Also, being able to make sense, structure it, build it up from the ground up, having that strong foundation, and also making sense of where we want to take it or how we want to go about manifesting it in our lives. You know what I mean? And this energy applies to various different things. It doesn't just have to be necessarily like a business venture or a project. It applies to person, places, and things. Everything within our lives, and it's important to know this energy and where this moon energy is being stimulated and coming from, so we can utilize it in our favor. We we have to almost like ride this wave, like we're surfing it, and utilize our talents so we can keep flowing. You don't want to get washed up in the waves and create anxiety or stress when it's not needed. You know what I mean? So that being said, I'm just gonna go over some of my notes. Obviously, I got my little notepad. Looks like I'm giving a speech and all that. But yeah, so basically, I was going off that. I mentioned imagination and how it's a powerful time to, bring forth this imagination, these new ideas, and manifest it in the physical. Sometimes it's going to be real quick. Sometimes it's going to take a little bit longer. But as long as we stick with it with passion, with compassion, and just drive to get it done, by all means, it's going to be there. It's going to be in our life, some way, shape, or form. And also, it's a great time to, definitely during the new moon and full moon. But since this is a new moon, and the moon just got done waxing, that was the time to release all the things that we wanted to let go of, and with this new moon, basically you just want to start now, because within the new moon, yes, it's coming up January 5th, but at the same time too, you can sometimes feel the energy beforehand. So it's important just to start now, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but right now. The power of now is a very important thing to always keep in mind. So just put your intentions in now, and that power of intention builds longevity. As long as you put passion, compassion, and willpower and drive towards that idea, it all starts in our yin realm. And then we choose to express it some way, and then it becomes yang, it becomes physical, it becomes an expression, it becomes an idea, it becomes something that we can collaborate with somebody else upon. My bad, I'm getting a little stumbling on my words, but I think we get the picture, right? But yeah, basically, as it very much so reflects within the zodiac elements, that mutable fire, that imagination, and then that cardinal earth, having that follow through. So it's setting that intention towards that imagination, towards that new creative idea, and then following through and making sense on how we're going to get it or how we're going to create it within our life. You know what I mean? With that being said, too, everything starts in our unseen. So there's no rush, but you definitely want to focus and partake in your personal energy, in that thing that you have within your inner being, in the unseen realm that's not seen by anybody else, aka the imagination, the idea, your creative strength. you definitely want to focus in on it. And if you do choose to make it seen, by all means, express it, create it, have a physical, put it in a physical form, write it down, put it on a physical form, and that strengthens the manifestation process. You know what I mean? As well as, even collaborations. Like I've been, talking with people, and I've seen it on a reflection type basis, as well as something that I've been expressing, just how important it really is to vibe with the people that really resonate with you, that you really have a strong soul connection. Yes, there's going to be times when we come across people that are a little bit more, it's more of a shallow connection. Those things are learning processes. But right now, it's very, very important to vibe and collaborate and just be around the people that really resonate with you on a deep level. Don't be shy to speak up and let these people know. You know what I mean? But it always comes back. It all starts within. Make sure you're balanced. Make sure you're aligned. Make sure you're just naturally flowing on how you want to go about things. Make sure you have that so-called good or like happy type feeling. You're just feeling good within your bodysuit. You know what I mean? Because spirit always comes first. If you can't have a spiritual connection, nothing else is going to make sense. Nothing else is going to come to fruition. Everything's going to be bumpy along the journey. So by all means, make sure you have that strong spiritual connection. Make sure you feel in tune with your highest self, in tune with your most high self. You know what I mean? And be able to have strong trust and knowing that your intuition always leads you to the right place. Make sure to utilize your instincts as well too, because you don't want to be too carefree. You definitely want to have that, the instinctual protection. Know when something feels off, but also know when something feels right. We all have these tendencies. Just make sure to utilize them. Don't repress something, because when you repress something, it creates a negative or non-beneficial energy cycle. And then if you keep repressing stuff, that the thing's just going to grow into be a giant monster, and that you're going to have to box with, that you're going to have to fight, that you're going to have to cleanse in some way, shape, or form. Don't let your shadow self engulf you. You know what I mean? But yeah, with this being said, enough about all that. But yeah, it's just an important time to naturally flow, naturally vibe with the people that really resonate with you on an external level, on a reflection level. But make sure that you have that natural flow within first and foremost, as these things will come naturally, as these things will be attracted naturally. You know what I mean? Next thing coming up too, I got a note here just how there's no expectation. Like you don't do things to expect something back. You do it because you have a true passion for it, because you quote unquote love to do it. You have that unconditional love, so you just choose to express it. You choose to show it, and there's no expectation. It'll come back as need be, but there's no expectation like, oh, I'm going to do this to get this. No, that's not the case, because if you do try to somewhat do it like that, it's gonna cause an energy cycle or a circumstance or situation that's slowly gonna melt or blow up in your face. You know what I mean? It's gonna be, you don't want to create something that's too dependent or too logic based. You know what I mean? You're gonna have that perfect balance between your yin and yang, your chaotic precision, your divine feminine, your divine masculine. You know what I mean? But there is a, just to bring up too, you want to make sure that it makes sense, because it is dealing with that cardinal earth. It has to make sense to some degree. You know what I mean? But we are dealing with that fire, which is creative energy, life force, imagination. So by all means, be able to go a little bit crazy with it, a little bit wild with it, but be able to pull it back in as well. You know what I mean? Next thing coming up, let's see. And basically, since it is dealing with, like I said, go a little bit wild with it. You can just know that you can do anything, and anything can come about, from the littlest thing to the largest thing. Just have that follow through, have that passion, have that willpower to get it done. This new moon, before the new moon, that waxing was the time to let go. As this new moon's here, it's time to take action. It's time to put a little bit of work in, so-called work, on these ideas, these ventures, these expressions, these relationships, whatever it is. You just gotta have that sense of knowing that it will be. Don't worry or stress too much about it. Just, like I said, flow naturally and it will come. Just know that it's gonna be there. You know what I mean? Or manifest or come to fruition. Because as we are divine creators and co-creators within our reality, most definitely. And it's also like, I brought this up too, and I got another side note right here too, which is about how it's incredibly important to live authentically. As you live authentically, you will vibe with authentic reflections of yourself, aka other beings, other people. You know what I mean? It's important to live authentically. If you feel in a certain way, then by all means, express it. Figure out where this energy is coming from, whether it's positive or negative. We have both, right? You just gotta live authentically. You can't pretend to be nice. You can't pretend to like something. You can't pretend because it really doesn't make sense to pretend. You know what I mean? You gotta live authentically in your now always. And with this energy too, since I was just thinking about how, which I'm gonna do more videos on zodiac elements, 101s, and all that type of shit. My bad. But since this new moon energy is in Capricorn and also dealing with Sagittarius, we definitely want to look and apply that opposite sign. So for instance, since the new moon is in Capricorn, we're going to want to apply Cancer energy, cardinal water energy. So what is cardinal water? Cardinal water is creating a new way to soak and feel based on an emotion and create a new vibe. You know what I mean? So with this thing at hand, you want to create a new vibe that's going to elevate. So basically, Capricorn is your social, your social status, or the way you are seen. So with that, you can create a vibe on how you want to be seen, or that new social status. Like you do this, like you create jewelry, you create music, using this to create a new vibe to push out to the world, to push that new project, that new idea, that new venture. You know what I mean? Same thing applying as with that Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is mutable fire. The opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini. Gemini is mutable air. So it's bringing forth a new way to think and communicate on a certain idea. So maybe mix things up a little bit. If you had a couple, since it is mutable, it's dealing with multiple perspectives. 2 hands, 2 feet, 2 ideas, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, however many. You might be able to communicate this way, but maybe it's not developing as fast. So you might want to mix it up and communicate a different way. Go to a new spot or location. Go to do something new and innovative, basically, to further that energy and be able to push and pull that energy. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. I don't know if it's making sense, but that's the way I wrote it down. I chose to express it, but yeah, and it's also important, very, 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 very important to know where this energy lands in your chart. So Capricorn is the 10th house, Sagittarius is the 9th house. So, definitely pay attention to what planets, what elements are within those houses. And that's how it's going to play about within your life. And then that kind of shows how you want to utilize it and how you want to go about stepping forth within that energy. You know what I mean? Yes. And then but dealing with the opposite house. So the opposite house of Capricorn is the 10th house. So the opposite house of Capricorn would be the 4th house. You know what I mean? And then the opposite house of the 9th house will be the 3rd house. And like I said, the like you're gonna have to utilize the opposite element, the opposite zodiac alignment to influence the element at hand. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to keep this video somewhat short. I'm not gonna go super in depth, but it is, since it is dealing with this energy, it's very important to have personal care towards that idea, that venture, that project, that person, place, or thing, as well as ourselves, right? You're gonna have, since it is dealing with Earth, you would definitely want to take care of your bodysuit. Take the time to maybe get some extra meditation in, maybe vibe in nature, maybe lift some weights, maybe do something a little bit physical, open up, get outside and do some running. Maybe if you like sports, open up your lungs, make sure you're healthy and comfortable within your bodysuit. You know what I mean? It definitely brings up that personal care element. Definitely brings up intention as well. You want to put those intentions forth on how you want to go about things, as well as be able to catch vibes and know who has your best intentions at hand. If somebody has a bad intention, if you sense something, by all means, cut that person out of your life, burn that bridge if need be, but also pay attention to that. Be aware if something is not right, not feeling right, if somebody has a bad intention at hand. Don't ever let anybody use you. You gotta make sense of what's at hand. You know what I mean? So basically, I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to go too crazy with it. I got some more notes on it, but most of these other notes are relating to crystals. So now I'm just going to jump into crystals. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some more Zodiac 101, Zodiac alignments and things like that. That's just something I personally want to do. So if you dig it, cool. If not, that's cool too. Either way it roll, you don't hurt my feelings. Okay, but so these are some crystals that I just know that they work really well with Capricorn energy, as well as I'm going to mention some Sagittarius, and also some Gemini and Cancer, since it's the opposite element, as well as just some personal crystals that I've been catching a lot to work with. So some of the first ones I would recommend most definitely is fire agate, or any type of agate crystal, because fire agate, it's just it's been one of my personal ones that I really liked. It deals with that spiritual grounding, stimulating the lower chakras, and amplifying confidence. Right now, it's a strong energy to be confident in everything that you do, every project, just everything that you do, everything from communication between people, relationships, confidence that you're going to be able to manifest that thing in your life, or manifest this certain place, this certain house, or whatever it is. Just have confidence within everything you do, most definitely, and that these crystals will also just kind of amplify that energy. And but like I said, this all starts within. These crystals are a reflection of our energy, but you have to have it within first for it to even come about. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely fire agate would be a good one. That's also a very powerful one for psychic protection. So if you are traveling through environments, yes, we can't always be, by ourselves or to ourselves. Sometimes we are in big crowds, in group settings. So this is a very good one to, just protect your energy, help you feel a little bit more comfortable in these settings, and shield you from psychic attacks, and send that psychic attack back in a way that'll help that person learn to not be so judgmental about certain things. You know what I mean? With that being said, too, hematite would be a very good one, as it does deal with magnetism, magnetic energy. You know what I mean? And it's just a very good one for spiritually grounding and being able to make sense of things. You know what I mean? It's also good for, if you are feeling maybe a little bit stressed, maybe a little bit overworked, if you've been putting too much action in for some reason. This is a good one to break down that tension, pull out that non-beneficial energy and help you transmute it. Hematite paired with some selenite, that'll definitely help that transmute that energy and help give you like a boost to get back out there and do something. If you are, in a physical environment a lot of the time, putting a lot of physical work in. As the new moon on up to the next full moon is the time to put all the work in. Let's put it all in now. So, but when that full moon gets here, we have the fruits of our labor. You know what I mean? The realization of really realizing things with your real eyes. But yeah, and these all deal with root, with the exception of fire agate. Fire agate deals with root, sacral, and it deals with even a little bit of the solar plexus. But hematite very much so deals with the root. And this next one I'm going to mention, garnet. Garnet deals with the root as well. And that's also a birthstone for January. So this might be one to work with the whole month if you're really feeling it, if you're really digging its energy. It deals with the root, it deals with passion, it deals with spiritual grounding, it deals with confidence, and to go about every little thing that you wish to create or manifest within your life. So garnet is a very powerful crystal to work with. And it is a little bit more of a masculine crystal at times, but it doesn't necessarily mean that women can't use it. Everybody's got to have a strong root. To get into that real quick, men usually have a larger root chakra, a root orb, as women have a larger sacral. Because sacral is where the womb and fertility comes from, where the baby is actually born and all that, but that's a whole nother video. But yeah, that's why men usually are the protectors of the queen. We are that electric energy. We are that energy to go out and get things done. We're more of that go out and get it. Sometimes it's harder for us to sit back, but we got to have both energies. And not to say like you can't have that on the opposite as a female, but you definitely want to know your elements, your feminine and masculine, and how to utilize them and how to use them. I don't want to say like properly, but make sure that it's just authentically flowing. You don't want to get it twisted or confused. You know what I mean? But I don't want to touch on that too much. Let's just go through that. Another really strong one would be black tourmaline, just to help with spiritual grounding, protection against psychic attacks, transmuting a negative into a positive. It's also just a very good crystal for luck, and it's very good for confidence too. It's not always thought as a confidence crystal, but it's good for just having that confidence within your foundation on where you're at and how you want to move about through energies. You know what I mean? That's the way I kind of think about it. And with that being said too, so you can either work with black tourmaline or you can work with tourmalated quartz. Tourmalated quartz has both black tourmaline within it and clear quartz. So if that one resonates with you a little bit more, then by all means go with that. And that definitely deals with a mix of both energies. So it's going to have that spiritual grounding, that protection against psychic attacks, turning a negative into a positive, but it's also going to be able to have the higher octaves, the higher vibrations of stimulating intuition, being able to connect with your higher self and being able to ground these energies and move about these energies from the root to the crown, to the crown, to the root, back again, to the feet, whatever. You're going to be able to move through these energies simultaneously and smoothly. You know what I mean? Trying to put these words in play. But yeah, those are very beneficial crystals to work with. And, as I always mention in my videos about the new moon and full moon, you definitely want to work with some rainbow moonstone or moonstone in general. My personal favorite out of the moonstone is rainbow moonstone, because that's the one I personally work with on a regular basis, and it is a storm element for my zodiac, and it very much so deals with staying in tune with that high heart energy, that authentic energy, and being able to fluctuate between the lower and higher chakras in an authentic way, express things authentically as well. And like I said, it is a storm element crystal, so it deals with multiple elements. So it's kind of like a mist type element. Let's not go too much into that. The next one would be malachite. I've been working with malachite on and off. Malachite is a very good one for feminine energy as well as moon energy. So it's just a very beneficial one to work with, as you feel, but definitely with the new moon and full moon cycles. So definitely work with it now if you're digging it, if you're feeling it. Also, I always recommend any type of quartz, whether it's clear quartz, smoky, amethyst, citrine, yada yada. The list goes on. Because quartz is always good for setting intentions. It's programmable. And it deals with different octaves, whether it's certain ones in the root or star, or in the higher octaves of the third eye or crown. It all depends. Also, bringing up me personally, I've been feeling a lot of great vibes and just catching vibes towards working with pyrite or citrine on and off, or as a duet together. So pyrite deals with that spiritual grounding, that fiery base, and strong drive and willpower and passion to get things done, to take initiative and take action and innovate things. Same thing with citrine, but citrine's a little bit lighter. It's not as grounding. It's more dealing with those same elements, but instead of being super or like being extra grounded, it's more so dealing with like luck and manifestation, whether it makes sense or not. You know what I mean? And citrine is also a crystal for the mind, so it helps you clear your mind, focus your mind, and tune into the energies that you want to focus upon or create within your life. So, if those resonate with you, by all means, work with one or the other, or work with both at times, as this is the time during this new moon and on, and now going up to the next full moon, this is the time to put the action and put the intentions forth and take inspired action upon these things. You never want to force action, but you want to always you always want to take truthful, inspired action towards that idea, towards that intention, towards that thing that which you want to create in your life. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's basically it. To mention real quick, some Sagittarius crystals, I would say, I've been catching vibes to work with, what's it called? Lapis lazuli and charite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but lapis lazuli and charite are very strong crystals to work with at this time as well. I've been catching vibes to work with those. So if those resonate with you, by all means, do some of your research. Maybe work with those if it resonates with you. Also, like I said, I was going to mention some for the opposite signs. So it would be Cancer and Gemini. So some of the crystals for Cancer will be heart-based type crystals. So like green aventurine, peridot, malachite is even, actually with that being said, malachite is a strong zodiac crystal for Cancer. So if you just use that one, that's actually a very good crystal to work with, as it deals with the opposite sign, to inspire that moon, to inspire that action, to put that energy forth. You know what I mean? As well as some Gemini ones would be, tiger's eye. Let's see what else. Even like an amethyst or blue apatite would be very beneficial as well. But one of the strongest ones I think for Gemini is tiger's eye, because it does deal with a little bit of that duality, that light and dark, but it deals with seeing things from a higher perspective, and it very much so deals with luck, willpower, and creation type energies, as well as happiness and motivation to go about these things. You know what I mean? So with that being said, that's basically all I wanted to mention for now. And I kind of touched on it a little bit, but just to kind of give a quick shout out, I've been doing some totem work with totem animals, and the ones that have been coming about is snow leopard. And as I mentioned it, snow leopard deals with solitude, confidence within yourself, as it is a very important time to have confidence within our being first and foremost, but also have confidence in the things that we wish to create and manifest within our life. And snow leopard is all about teaching how it's important to unplug and let go and deal with that solitude. Solitude meaning have that time to yourself, have that time to sit with yourself in an environment that resonates with you, or travel to a new location and just let your mind drift, let your being just naturally flow. It doesn't mean necessarily isolation, but definitely take time to yourself to think about these energies, think about the next step on how you want to go about things. as well as actually a couple other ones that resonate with that same energy would be Panda and Walrus, but just in a different way. Panda deals with more so having a sacred space and being able to reflect upon energies, meditate on energies, and see the truth in which you want to take action on. And Walrus deals with more of like the teachings of everyday experience, everyday life, and how it relates to the bigger picture. You know what I mean? So you can see how these energies tie into, these different earth type energies at play, these different fire type energies at play, and the opposite element at play too. Also viewing things from mutable or cardinal perspectives. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I think that's all. I'm gonna leave it at right now. But it's important to vibe, to vibe with music, to get your binaural beats in. If it helps you during meditation to listen to music, by all means do that. Make sure you have that connection to your inner being, that infinite flow. You know what I mean? As well as know that you are the leader of your life. You are the boss of your life. Nobody else is the boss of you. You know what I mean? A lot of people throw these words out about, oh, this is the boss, blah, 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 blah. No, that's not true. You are the leader of your life. So by all means, step into that leadership. Nobody else can walk in your shoes. Yes, it's a collaborate. Yes, there is collaborations between other beings, but nobody is the boss of you. For somebody to say that they're just coming from an egotistical place. So by all means, you the boss of you, they the boss of them, he the boss of him, she the boss of her. You know what I mean? But when you come together, you all have that boss type mentality, boss type energies, knowing thyself to be able to collaborate on the whole and strengthen that energy even more, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Also, definitely trust your instincts at this time. Focus on that thing that you wish to create, that thing you wish to manifest. And like I said, if something doesn't feel right, by all means, get to the bottom of it, reflect on it, and let it go if need be. Don't put yourself in a situation that is non-beneficial for your being. You know what I mean? Make sure you really, like I said, it's an important time to collaborate, vibe with your authentic vibe tribe, your soul family. You know what I mean? And this brings in different types of relationships. Like I mentioned in the past, relationships as far as really strong friendships, more of a twin flame type level, and then on the soulmate level, there's different avenues within each little element as well. But I'm not gonna talk about all that right now. But yeah, definitely get your solitude in. Make sure to unplug if it resonates with you. Make sure to focus, and by all means, you'll be able to create anything within your life. And take that inspired action during this new moon. It's very important. That's what the new moon shows us. You just gotta utilize the elements at play in your favor. You know what I mean? So I hope this video was helpful. That's basically all I have to say. Definitely, subscribe to the channel if you're feeling it. Definitely give a thumbs up if you're feeling it, and definitely communicate with me if there's something you want to see. If something really, if this video sparks something within you, or even if you have your own videos and you want me to check something out, leave a comment. But as always, peace, and harmony. Hope everybody doing their thing, staying in tune, living another life from the iHeart frequency. Yeah, peace till next time and always.